What up, y'all? It's your boy Master Chudy out with another comic review. So today I'll be reviewing Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, issue number 2. Um, I've really been digging this series so far. Um, and as you know, as you don't know, but I'm a Green Lantern in general is one of my favorite heroes. John Stewart, of course, being one of my favorites simply because I grew up with the Justice League cartoon. But I grew to like Hal Jordan in the later incarnations, especially in the Green Lantern animated show, which they bring it back. But let's dive into this and see what we got. Okay. So we get to this shot. As you know, in the last issue, which I'll link to this review video right here. The Green Lanterns had just come out of, I guess, warp space or some part of the universe, and they're back. As you can see, this pic of Mogo, and we see John Stewart, and we can see a bunch of. We basically have John Stewart giving remnants that there was a time that the Green Lantern Corps was admired and great. Now they're despised, and they're like a lost army. And apparently, many of the Green Lanterns that came out of this war, if something happened, that they're not in great shape. Not in great shape. They're dying, everything like that. So as we can see, the Green Lantern is deceased, and then they're apparently they're just dying off, and only 399 lanterns out of 7,200 are remaining. So Kilowog is back saying that it's been a rough trip, and Salak, the guy who controls the gear, is working overtime to get things back on, to get basic systems running. And Kilowog is like, okay, so you're the new leader of the Green Lantern Corps, basically, because nobody knows about Hal yet. So John Stewart's in charge. And so we see, John leave Kilowog and basically leave him to ponder this whole thing. So we got a great shot of, Guy Gardner just being Guy, whacking up a punching bag, vent out his frustration because, Guy's just Guy. And, he's impatient. He's telling John, like, how long are we just going to keep standing here, being on this planet? And, he wants to protect and serve, and it's like, why are we just looking at our wounds? And John's like, look, Guy, we only have 5% of our strength. We got to preserve it and everything like that. So, Guy's still being impatient, but John does say, like, look, I got a recon mission for you. Anybody dumb enough to do it? And Guy's like, I'll pack my bags. That's, I guess, one of the things about the charm of Guy Gardner. Like, he always is ready to go forth and forward. Meanwhile, as we saw before, this is a great shot. Great shot right here of Hal Jordan basically fighting one of the Yellow Lanterns that they thought he was dead, like there was an action of the Green Lantern. So that was from issue 1. And, he got this 3-headed free-faced dude saying, like, you don't have to fight us. Said, he's like, you should surrender. But they really want to kill him. So he came to, Hal's just like, I came to inspect the disappearance of the Green Lantern Corps, and I found the Yellow Lantern Corps. I think the universe is trying to tell me something. So this is Nestro's Law Part 2, Recon. Sake. And he's like, and then Hal's like, what's that word you say? And he's like saying, oh, all these other words. He's like, surrender, yeah, that one. Like, I don't do surrender. And we get like a fantastic shot, of Hal with the Ferris air tanker. I think it's pretty cool. This is a great shot. Whacks this dude. He's taking him down. So Lucky Bee's like thousands of Sinestro shoots, not the one who runs his mouth. So he's about to say, you're gonna answer me some questions. Classic interrogation of Hal. Meanwhile, back in War World, you see that, Lyssa's like, you can sense that, my lord, that they're harvesting the feel of fear from everyone in the world, that everybody's putting the fear in them. It's like, in the Book of Parallax Prophecies, but, they're basically reveling in their victory. Sinestro's like saying, yes, this is great order. Leaving Sinestro's John to look at him, and, Sinestro's like saying, Lyssa, leave us. I need you to talk to my daughter, basically. So they're about to have some words. And, she's like, you used me. And so it's just like, no, you allowed yourself to be used for me. It's like, why'd you, pretty much saying that, he was dying, and and that she was worried about him, but then found out that he could have always used the parallax entity to, like, rejuvenate himself. And she's like, why'd you sit idle? And he's like, I didn't, and this is a great quote. He's like, I did not invent fear, but I'm its master. I bent it to my will and created the first yellow ring, showing that Sinestro clearly thinks highly of himself, but it's a great quote. So we keep moving on for that. He's going after his daughter, that, that her greatest fear is that despite her apparent, I guess, dislike for her father, that her fear is that he would die without them reconciling, which of course, I guess triggers her. Triggers her. And then we see that Sinestro just blocks the arm with his ring. It's like, he's like saying, I know what I can do, Sornik, and I know I cannot. It's like, I can never convince the universe that I had changed. So, basically, I guess he used her to, like, make the Yellow Lanterns. Like, she apparently gave the Yellow Lanterns a good name. A good enough name that by the time that he decided to rejuvenate himself, the universe would be complacent, and then he could go and spread around using these Green Lanterns, like, without any type of resistance, I'm guessing, because nobody was expecting it. So on and so forth. At least that's what I got out of it. So like he said, like, another quote that I really like is that apparently, like, if you can't see, it's like, your nature, meaning his daughter's good nature, got us in the door, and it's like, my nature will ensure that we stay inside that door, meaning like, yeah, all that goodwill we got, now that I'm in charge, I'm gonna keep it that way. So he gets a message from one of his peeps, one of his Corp lackeys, I guess, or subordinates, to be kind. And, he's like saying, okay, there's an urgent mention, go ahead. And apparently, it's like saying, Planet Joan, there's engaged in a conflict with the Green Lantern. Identity, Hal Jordan. And we can see that Sinestro's like, what the heck? He's like, ridiculous, show me. So, hologram shows Hal Jordan, and we see that the daughter's just as surprised, like, Hal? And, Jordan. So he's claimed this man as a Green Lantern. And he's like he's like ruining the day that he ever mentored Hal Jordan. He's like, for the very first day I mentioned him, he's always been nothing but disappointed. But then his daughter comes up with another quip that he actually said to her a couple in the last page. It's like saying, like, it's like, take responsibility for your failures, father, or you'll never learn from them. So that was a good quip back at Sinestro right there. So Sinestro orders them to not detain Hal Jordan, to pretty much not engage him and tell him to fall back. Meanwhile, Hal Jordan just beat this dude down, and he's like still asking for information. And I don't know what this guy's doing, but apparently he's getting ready to take him down. So you have this guy saying, okay, what can you tell me about the disappearance of the Green Lantern Corps? And he's like, nothing. It's nothing. It's like, everybody apparently ran away. And then that Sinestro filled the void and took over. And basically, House like, Green Lanterns don't run. Then how come we go where we want and no one stops us? Basically, that's what this Yellow Lantern's saying. Like, basically, that's the way it is. So he's about to go further. I guess he's about to take him somewhere to continue to interrogate him. And of course, Hal gets taken from behind by the construct used by this Yellow Lantern and gets swallowed up. And, the guy's like saying Hal Jordan's been captured and eaten, basically. And of course, Sinestro's like, you inepts, I commanded you not to capture him without insistence or engage without insistence. And he's like, fall back. And of course, they're confused, and then Hal Jordan breaks out, or it looks like it breaks out. Yeah, so many more pieces. And Hal Jordan says, okay, let's try this again. Then he goes in, and then apparently they retreat. And Hal Jordan's like, leaving? That's the smartest thing you've ever done. So Hal goes after them. So, meanwhile, back on Mogo, the living planet, where the rest of the main Green Lanterns are, we see that the first priority is to trying to find out where they are. And so John Stewart's telling him, like, you have 24 hours. If you don't come back, I'm going to consider you MIA. And the guy's like, peachy. It's like, basically saying this is a recon mission, don't intervene unless you really have to, and if not, you come back here, basically. And, guys like, are we done with the tearful goodbye? It's like, look. And, Pillar's like, I hope you learned something when I was training you, basically. And John is like, good luck, man. And, guy comes like, why do you insist on calling it luck? I'm good. So it's like, and so basically, Kilowog's talking to John. Basically, you think he's going to do anything of what you said? It's like, nah, but if there's anybody who can basically have the courage to, like, face death, basically saying, like, Guy Gardner is too thick-headed to die, so I ain't worried about him. And I think this is a great shot, very heroic shot of Guy Gardner right there. Very good. So we come back, Hal is still chasing the yellow lanterns that he engaged, and so he comes onto a planet. And you have the people saying that, run, it's like they've come. It's like they're here. It's like, and then Hal's like, Hal's like, to this something that happens, it's like, don't worry, get behind me, I've got you, I'll keep you safe, basically. He's telling him he'll handle them, and then we have this. And I think this is a fantastic shot. We hear another fantastic shot here. We see all the yellow lanterns basically surrounding him, and they've captured a lot of the inhabitants behind him. And, Hal's now in a predicament. What's he going to do? And I think this is a very good shot. All the power of the yellow lanterns, and you got Jordan like, okay, what am I going to do? What am I to do? So, what did I think? I think it was a good pickup from the last story. I give it a. I wish that there were more, I guess, but I guess it's exposition. I give it a 7.5, not in a bad way, but it could have just used a lot more. So tell me what you guys think. I'm still doing reviews, and I got a lot more comics, more to review, kind of like in the old school manner. I'm still following the print pieces. I got Darth Maul #3. Surprise, surprise! I'm a Star Wars fan, and I'm a big fan of Darth Maul and his work. Starting to get into that Hellblazer. I really like John Constantine as well. So, expect a review as well from that. And, of course, I'm still continuing with the print versions of this. This is Hal Jordan the Green Lanterns, issue #3. So, once again, thank y'all for listening to this review. Like and subscribe if you want more, and share my videos, and if you have any suggestions, feel free to comment in the section below. Thank y'all, and enjoy your day.